Thank you very much. I'm Lydia Korinek. I work at the Zoe Institute. It's a think tank dedicated to research for a future-fit economy. And today I want to challenge the assumption that stability can only be guaranteed when the economy is growing. There is barely any other economic topic that is communicated as emotionally as a drop in GDP. It seems like there is a common assumption that a healthy economy is a growing economy. But in fact, and this is what we can see here on the chart to the left, our economies aren't growing as fast as they used to. Slowly but steadily, we are approaching a new reality, a zero growth scenario. And the consequences can already be felt in many places, like squeeze in budget and high investment needs being contrasted with budgetary tightening or eroding welfare systems in other places. And please, let me be very clear, I don't think that we don't have a problem with our current economic model. In fact, we have created an economy that is heavily dependent on high GDP for the basic functioning of our systems. But what I want to highlight today is that there are some severe risks associated with the solution of simply making the pie bigger and bigger and continuing growing our economy and hoping that these fundamental problems of our economies will just disappear by itself. So let me provide you with 3 reasons why we need to rethink growth to create stability. First, there is a green growth trap. There is an assumption that we can decarbonize on the one hand and increase productivity on the other hand, which we have already seen that this way of decoupling is partially possible. But what is left aside is the pressures on other environmental boundaries that are created, such as biodiversity loss or land use or resource use that are less being discussed. And connected to that is a technology will save us trap, materialized at the moment in plenty of plans like carbon capture storage plans where we don't even know if this is ever gonna work. And in fact, these technological solutions have often in the past been or the effect of these technological solutions have been overrated in the past, which we understand that as the rebound effect. So efficiency gains have often been offset by an increase in consumption of the very same good. And lastly, there is a prosperity for all trap. There is this assumption that wealth will trickle down to the social model and everyone will benefit, but a rising tide doesn't lift all boats equally. In 2021, the richest 10% of the global population received 52% of the total income and owned 76% of all wealth. So economic growth is not a guarantee for long-term socio-ecological stability. Instead, what I want to propose is a new compass for 21st century economic policymaking. And for those of you familiar with Kate Raworth's donut economics, this might look very familiar. So with this compass in mind for economic policymaking, we can better guarantee ecological stability by minimizing pressure on environmental pressure and making sure that economic activities do not do harm to planetary boundaries. And secondly, this compass can be used as an opportunity to focus on the core functioning of our economies, which is the provision of goods and services for our societies, no matter if GDP goes up and down. And lastly, such a compass can help economic stability by moving towards growth independence. Currently, as I said before, our systems are heavily dependent on the number of GDP to function, which makes our system also very susceptible to economic crisis. By moving towards growth independence, this would have a beneficial effect on economic resilience as a whole. So how to get us there? There are plenty of examples for policies that can move us towards a 21st century economy, such as abolishing fossil fuel subsidies or introducing universal basic services and diversifying the tax base by increasing taxes on wealth or fossil fuels. Yes, if you're interested to find out more, please visit our Sustainable Prosperity database where we have gathered plenty of those examples. And also check out the literature body. There is really a vast body of literature also covering that topic. Let me round up with a corrected myth. Stability can be guaranteed when people and planet are prioritized. Thank you very much.